The father and son dragged a cow to the edge of a dried-up well. Once the animal steadied its footing, the man suddenly pulled away the wooden cover beneath it. The cow lost its balance and plunged straight down. The man grabbed his hunting rifle and fired into the well, again and again, until everything went silent. Only then did his pounding heart finally settle. But this was not just about killing a cow. It was about covering up the stench of his wife's corpse, believing no one would ever find out. Days passed. The sheriff grew suspicious after not seeing the woman for so long. To dispel his doubts, the man invited the sheriff inside and calmly explained that his wife had run away with another man. Since he had already gotten rid of her clothes, and with his son backing up the lie, the sheriff left unconvinced but without evidence. As the man prepared for bed, a strange noise came from the cattle shed. He grabbed his gun and rushed over, only to find swarms of rats. Before he could shoot, the rats disappeared into a pipe. Leaning closer, he was hit with a foul stench so strong it made him retch. The pipe led straight to the well, where his wife's body lay rotting. Terrified someone might discover the truth, he sealed the pipe with cement. But why had he murdered her in the first place? His wife was from a wealthy family. After her father's death, she inherited more than 4,000 acres of land. She wanted to sell the land and move to the city. But to the man, land meant dignity. It was everything. The couple fought constantly, even to the brink of divorce. And he knew, if she left, he'd be left with nothing. So he plotted her death. When he discovered that his son, Ah Wei, was in love with the neighbor's daughter, Xiao Mei, he saw an opportunity. He told Ah Wei that his mother planned to sell the land and leave, meaning he would never see Xiao Mei again. The boy hesitated at first, but one night, after his mother slapped him during an argument, his hesitation turned into anger. The man knew the time had come. Pretending to compromise, he told his wife he'd finally agreed to move to the city. Overjoyed, she drank heavily that night, unaware her death was near. While she lay drunk and helpless, Ah Wei smothered her with a pillow. Together, they dumped her body into the well and buried it with dirt. They thought they had secured the land for themselves, but soon, Ah Wei demanded to marry Xiao Mei. The man refused. His son was too young, and the year's harvest was poor. They had no money for a wedding. Angry and regretful, Ah Wei realized his mother would have supported his marriage. Frustrated, the man mortgaged a piece of land for $20,000. But when he returned, Ah Wei and Xiao Mei had already eloped, leaving behind only a letter. Without his son, what use was the land anymore? On the run, Ah Wei and Xiao Mei quickly spent all their money. They turned to robbery, raiding town after town until they became wanted criminals, even making headlines. One day, while eating in a diner, the owner recognized them. As they tried to escape, he fired a shot, striking Xiao Mei in the stomach. Ah Wei carried her to an abandoned shack, but she died in his arms. In despair, he put the gun to his own head and pulled the trigger. Soon after, police informed the man of his son's death. The news nearly broke him. It was his own greed that destroyed everything. His wife, his son, his family. Though he escaped the law, he could never escape his guilt. And so he would spend the rest of his life in regret.